Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a brilliant chess battle packed with tactics, strategy, and surprises. Let's dive right in. Now, Wesley opens with e4, launching his central pawn like a spear through the battlefield, declaring war from the very first move. Wu Xibin replies with cf5. The Sicilian wall rising, sharp, cunning, and ready to counterattack with venom. Wesley develops his knight to f3. A calm yet deadly setup, eyeing the heart of the board with silent intent. Wu Swiss with the 6. Can you answer with 6? Reinforcing his defense, like building a fortress, patient and solid. Wesley strikes with d4, breaking open the center and demanding action immediately. Wu captures on d4, testing the resolve of his opponent and opening lines for battle. Wesley's knight jumps back to d4, reclaiming space and establishing control with grace and precision. Wu brings out his knight to f6, challenging the white center and sharpening his blades for the coming storm. Wesley continues development with nc3, reinforcing his center and building tension in the air. Wu pushes s6. The classic Sicilian touch, no nonsense, preventing any sneaky knight jumps. Wesley plays bg5, unleashing the bishop's glare directly into Wu's knight, a psychological jab. Wu calmly responds with s6, shielding the knight and setting up a future counter in the center. Wesley advances forward. A bold push, the flames of aggression now truly ignite. Wu strikes back with qb6, the queen entering early, hunting for weaknesses and daring white to overextend. Wesley answers with qd2, cool and composed, guarding his forces and preparing the rook's arrival. Wu captures the b2 pawn with his queen, a greedy move, sharp and risky, but full of intent. Wesley lashes out with r-bone, b7, instantly targeting the overextended queen. No mercy for intruders. Wu retreats to k3, refusing to yield, keeping pressure while avoiding traps. Wesley pushes e5, charging forward like a general breaking enemy lines. Chaos begins. Wu responds with h6, trying to chase away the bishop before it bites deeper. Wesley calmly retreats bh4, a patient snake waiting to strike again. Wu opens the center with dx5, cracking the structure, the tension now sky high. Wesley recaptures with fc5. Fire meeting fire, the center now burns with tactical smoke. Wu repositions nfd7, hoping to regroup and hold the storm back. Wesley leaps n4, his knight roaring into the battlefield, menacing both flanks. Wu greedily snatches another pawn with qx7. but danger lurks everywhere. Wesley calls in the rook with Ardon, threatening a deadly discovered attack. Alarms ringing. Wu shifts to qd5, narrowly dodging disaster while clinging to his stolen loot. Wesley brings qa3, connecting the rooks, eyes burning with anticipation. Wu trades queens with qa7 and an trying to simplify before the fire consumes him. Wesley recaptures b2, keeping his position flexible and fierce. Wu develops bc5, countering the tension with elegant precision. On. Wesley jumps bg3, shifting pressure toward the king's side, a quiet yet deadly maneuver. Wu trades bishops with bxd4, aiming to reduce the chaos. Wesley recaptures with rxd4, but his rooks now dominate the center like cannons locked and loaded. Wu checks with k5, forcing a brief pause in Wesley's attack. Wesley calmly blocks with rd2. Nothing shakes him. Confidence radiates. Wu kessels long. Long. Finally, tucking the king away. Though the storm may still follow. Wesley plays bd6. Cutting off the Black King's retreat routes, it's getting dangerous. Wu develops n6, bringing his final knight into the fight. Wesley castles short. Safety achieved, now the hunt begins. Wu answers with nc5, sharpening tactics and bringing life to his defense. Wesley captures bx8, ripping apart Black's kingside guard. Wu recaptures with nx fight, regaining material but losing comfort. Wesley dives n6, embedding a knight deep like a dagger in Black's ribs. Wu develops bd7, hoping to shield the wound before it spreads. Wesley's knight slashes again, nx bd7, grabbing material and keeping initiative. Wu counters with qb4, eyeing both sides, searching for counterplay. Wesley coolly plays nc5, neutralizing threats and preparing to strike again. Wu places bb5, trying to anchor defense, but it looks fragile. Wesley pushes key3, bold and efficient, sealing control of the board. Wu's knight leaps n4, desperation creeping into his moves. Wesley answers cxb4, opening files, the sound of breaking armor. Wu's knight captures e3, striking back with venom. But he's still on the back foot. Wesley brings raune, aligning his rook toward the exposed king, eyes locked. Wu plays rabite, intorius senenanen, bracing for impact like a warrior behind a battered shield. Wesley captures Ing6, threatening the dark squares and sowing chaos. Wu's bishop takes a6, fighting back to clear the pressure. Wesley's rook captures on a6, no hesitation. Domination continues. Wu plays end5, his last countermeasure, hoping for miracles. Wesley pushes b5, breaking through like thunder. The attack, relentless. Wu's knight jumps n7, trying to coordinate a desperate stand. Wesley's rook retreats re7, repositioning with deadly aim. Wu mirrors with n7 b6, refusing surrender just yet. Wesley slides rcto2, muang, a cold, calculating move, silent before the storm. Wu pushes gs6, carving a little breathing room for his king. Wesley responds bf3, tightening the net. Every move precise. Wu shifts kg7, Wu Xibin, stepping aside from future checks, but danger remains. Wesley plays g3, reinforcing the structure for the final blow. Wu ensis hefib, Wu Xibin, countering on the flank, the board on fire. Wesley calmly develops bg2. His forces, now perfectly synchronized. Wu's knight returns n8, retreating to defend a collapsing castle. Wesley brings r7, safe, cutting deeper into black's position, a knife twist. Wu plays ncb6, his pieces tangled in defense. Wesley's rook retreats re7, circling like a hawk before the strike. Wu's knight shifts n8. Confusion reigns, he's running in circles. Wesley moves ra5, tightening the noose again. Wu brings n6, trying to block lines, but it's too little. Too late. Wesley activates bf1, calm before the explosion. Wu places r7, holding on to survival by a thread. Wesley counters with rb2, keeping his structure ironclad. Wu's knight jumps n8, still struggling for counterplay. Wesley's bishop slides bg2, re-coordinating all forces for the final act. Wu's knight leaps ncb6, like a doomed piece dancing in flames. Wesley pushes re6, lining up cannons once more. Wu brings rc7, his king's defenders exhausted. Wesley captures bxe5, eliminating key resistance. The position now crumbles. Wu recaptures NXT5. But the damage is done. Wesley brings KF2. His king joins the march, unstoppable. Wu responds at a B7, pending. Clinging to defense, like a sinking ship. Wesley shifts R6. Threatening everything in sight. Wu's king steps KF6. A brave yet doomed march. Wesley plays K2, Wu Xibin. Calmly advancing with surgical precision. Wu's knight jumps NC7. Seeking counterchances, none remain. Wesley pushes B6. The pawn transforming into a spear of destiny. Wu's knight leaps ND5. Last flickers of resistance. Wesley's king marches KD3. Unshakable and proud. Wu plays K7, Wu. Trying to block, but fate closes in. Wesley pushes KD4, Wu. Dominating the board with a king's stride. Wu's king answers KD7. But the walls close tighter. Nice, in JMD, in ein Eugen, ein Zaunen, Wesley's king slides KC5. Fully invading enemy territory. Wu shifts NC3. The final knight scrambling for salvation. Wesley plays RD2 Penwestación. A clean, ruthless check. Wu's king dodges K8. Cornered and gasping. Wesley raises the tempo. Our seat. Another dagger to the throat. Wu, king flees KF7. But nowhere is safe. Wesley calmly finishes with KGX. The white king ascends. And the game ends 1-0. That's it for today's video. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the next one. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you in the next video.